Hi, I'm Doris, Senior Teacher from Ahmad Ibrahim Secondary School.
And I'm Noah, a Geography teacher from Sengkang Secondary School.
And together, we are here to share how Geography teachers use GIS to develop students' spatial thinking. 2 years ago, MOE HQ deployed MOE EduGIS, a platform that combines desktop, web, and mobile GIS apps. There are ready-to-use maps and applications accompanied with lesson ideas. Teachers undergo training to create and curate digital maps to transform teaching and design new learning experiences for our students. Over the past year, teachers have developed more than 1,300 story maps, apps, and web maps. We'll show you some examples today. Over to you, Noah.
GIS creates opportunities for students to explore local places near their school indeed. For instance, ArcGIS Online offers an array of web application and visualization tools to help students organize spatial information about people and culture. In my presentation, I'll show you some examples of how I have created a series of bespoke GIS web app and visualizations to connect geography lessons with locational characteristics and place memories of Ang Mo Kio. I hope you will agree with me that GIS has the power to break down complex ideas and subjects into easy to understand visuals. In addition, I will also show you how GIS has the capacity to illustrate concepts of distribution and change in our neighborhoods. This enhances spatial thinking in our students and makes geography learning more enjoyable. I'll first begin with the Story Map Swipe tool on ArcGIS Online. In this app, we obtain satellite imageries from Google Earth, georeferenced them, and projected them on a web map. Students analyze how Ang Mo Kio has changed in a period of 10 years. Using the Swipe tool, students can observe how the construction of the Thomson East Coast Line has led to a significant loss of street trees along the road outside their school. This generated much discussion among students about the lack of shade along Ang Mo Kio Avenue 4 and traffic congestion near the future Mayflower MRT station in the morning. Today, many students are active on social media. In this second web application, you'll find Instagram and YouTube posts about Ang Mo Kio. This is created using ArcGIS Pro, which enables users to embed media such as photos and videos in feature class. This allows students to gain insights into qualitative data such as news report and human stories of everyday life from residents in Ang Mo Kio. This enriches the layer and brings the map to life. 3 concentric circles were also drawn using military tools for ArcGIS, and they are spaced apart at 400 meters, 1000 meters, and 2000 meters. These concentric circles help students to visualize the distance and distribution of the social media postings from their school. Of course, a student life cannot be complete without food. In this third web application, you will find the location of hawker centers in Ang Mo Kio. The Service Area tool on ArcGIS Pro was used to create the walking time polygons of each hawker center. 3 classes of polygon were created between 0 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and more than 10 minutes. Students could make interesting observations about the accessibility of hawker centers. In addition, with the new chart symbology tool in ArcGIS Pro 2.5, you can now replace symbols with bar charts. This provides a more detailed breakdown of the number of vegetarian food, halal food, and non-halal food options at each hawker center. What was notable about this map is the absence of halal food option at Kebun Baru Market Food Center. In this final web application, you'll find information about the green cover in Ang Mo Kio. Thanks to the high-resolution multispectral imagery that we obtained from planet.com, we're able to generate the normalized difference vegetation index of Ang Mo Kio South. Vegetated areas were colored green, while non-vegetated areas were colored yellow. With the legend, students were also able to arrive at the percentage of green cover in this area. In addition, through simple activities like switching on and off the layer, we got students to think about the factors that make an area green. For example, apart from forests and parks, areas such as street trees and school fields are also classified as green cover. Over to you, Doris.
COVID-19 has limited field-based learning. I'm going to share how GIS offers opportunities for authentic learning without bringing students to the field. As an avid user of geospatial technologies, I designed different GIS activities that allow my students to develop spatial thinking. This story map puts together different activities and digital maps for students to understand more about urban planning in Singapore. The map is plain and clean to reduce cognitive loads for students. Students click on the different layers to explore how facilities such as schools, libraries, and rail stations are distributed across the different planning areas in Singapore. The next activity allows students to explore where people stay and how population data can be represented by choropleth polygons or proportional symbols. In this activity, 3D data sets allow students to visualize the height of buildings in Chong Pang in relation to other buildings in the area. Students concluded that buildings are low-rise because of the nearby military camp. This web app allows students to study how drain networks carry surface runoff to different water bodies. Students compare how different factors might have caused water quality at the school pond to differ from that of Yishun Pond. Water quality indicators include turbidity, pH, and dissolved oxygen levels. More sampling points are needed for Yishun Pond as the water body is larger. Each data point has an image to provide students information about the field site without being physically there. For example, this image shows where the water sample is collected. Students then speculate reasons for the difference in color of water and how the litter trap helps to filter away dirt to keep water clean. In this activity, students explore and visualize population data, age of HDB flats, and land use data collected using Art Collector to investigate what makes their neighborhood Chong Pang City special. Students layer various data sets to uncover new insights about their neighborhood. Layers include different types of shops such as grocers, financial services, grooming, and even medical services. Each polygon provides more details about the shop name, the category, and the type of trade. For example, students pointed out that there are more nursing homes in Yishun West than the rest of the subzones because of the higher proportion of elderly. This student commented how he didn't even realize that there are more pawn shops than banks. He reasoned that this might be because elderlies have more jewelry to pawn. However, residents would have to travel out of Chong Pang to access banking services, which can be quite inconvenient for some. Another student observed that apart from wet market and supermarket, there are specialty grocers catering to Indians, which account for 11% of the population in Yishun West, and Muslims, which makes up 18% of Yishun West. One student also observed that the spatial pattern of these stalls are not randomly distributed. Another student initially thought Chong Pang was boring, hence he sketched a very brief map. However, after analyzing the geospatial data, he realized that there are more to Chong Pang City than meets the eye. Chong Pang City boasts amenities that are essential for the residents. A student also discovered that Chong Pang City is much bigger than she had thought. the discovery of many pawn shops excites her to explore Chongpang City even more. Lastly, a student initially thought that there was only one healthcare service provided. Now, she realized that there are more than 10, and she also noticed how diverse Chongpang is in terms of its population and amenities. This student's reflection showed an increased awareness and deeper understanding of their neighborhood, which in turn helps them to grow into confident, active, and concerned citizens.
We believe that geospatial technologies like ArcGIS allow students to develop spatial thinking skills in the classroom. More importantly, GIS learning helps students make deeper connection with their communities and living environment. Therefore, we are inviting industries to partner and work with us to explore new ways that can engage students and make learning more authentic and impactful. Here are topics that students study in school geography. Of course, there may be instances where some topics might not be a good fit in these themes. Still, we welcome all interested companies to share with us your ideas, and we can work together to turn these ideas into realities in schools. One of our partners include the Land Survey Division at the Singapore Land Authority, where students had an opportunity to learn more about land survey. We also had access to some of SLA's 3D models. This allowed us to produce a model of the urban environment in Ang Mo Kio South. Students used this 3D map to study some of the street furnitures that make Ang Mo Kio South more livable for its residents. We also worked with the Municipal Services Office at the Ministry of National Development and had access to the municipal complaints in selected areas of Singapore. We visualized this information on ArcGIS Online and invited our students to think about how the various types of municipal complaints are distributed in Sengkang. As you can see, the interactive legend template on ArcGIS Online provides a powerful and efficient way for students to perform more complex analysis of municipal complaints with a new level of detail. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and we look forward to hearing from you.